as a singer, inevitably there comes a time that we're singing off pitch. And then the question becomes, is that actually true? And what can we do about it? Let's dive into it. Hi, and welcome to this new episode. Today, we're going to be talking about singing on pitch. Well, actually, we're mostly going to be singing about singing off pitch so that you can sing on pitch. What do I mean by that? See, there's this belief that many passionate singers have about I'm singing off pitch. And the question that I ask you is that actually true? Because 90% of the time, let me rephrase that, 80% of the time when someone tells me they're singing off pitch or flat, they're actually really not. It's something different that happens in the sound. Now, I get where that comes from, the idea of I'm singing flat, because you're hearing yourself sing, right? You're hearing a sound, and you might not be satisfied with that sound that you hear. It doesn't sound the way you like it to sound, right? Maybe that's something you've noticed with yourself before. And then the question becomes, well, the fact that I don't like that sound, is it because I'm off pitch and I'm really just singing a note that doesn't make sense? Or is it the sound of my voice that I don't like? Which one is it? And many beginner singers don't really stop and ask themselves that question. Many singers that I work with, they just tell me, oh, I'm flat. Oh, I'm singing off pitch. And then when I'm listening to their songs, it actually is not off pitch. It's really on pitch. Their voices are making the right frequencies that is needed to match the accompanying music. But what does happen is that they don't like the sound of their voice. And that's a completely different thing. So I could sing, let it be, let it be, let it be, and say that this is off pitch. But is it off pitch? No, the pitch was right, but I don't like the color of my sound. So what if I could use a vocal technique to change the color of my voice? And then it might sound like this. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Oh, okay, I like that better. To hear the difference, let it be, let it be. So the notes are the same. I'm singing on pitch with both of them, but it's the sound, the color of my voice that changes. That's the difference. So in the first example, let it be, I used one vocal technique, twang in this instance. And in the second example, let it be, I used a totally different vocal technique. I played with that positioning of my larynx. So next time that your ears perk up and next time you hear yourself thinking, oh, I don't like how I sound here, I must be off pitch, then ask yourself whether that's actually true. So is it really your pitch and do you need to improve on pitch accuracy, or is it the sound of your voice? Is it the color that you want to change? Because if you don't focus on improving your vocal color and you keep thinking and believing that the problem is your pitch, we're in a vicious cycle. We're in a vicious cycle because you keep on training your pitch, but then your singing doesn't seem to improve because the real problem is your sound. Does that make sense? This is important, so let me say that again. If you don't focus on improving that vocal color, on making your voice sound the way you want it to sound, and you only focus on pitch, we're in a vicious cycle. Because you might think that you're singing off pitch, so you keep on improving singing on pitch, but then it seems like you're not really moving forward because your vocal color is still the same and you're still not satisfied with it. Does that make sense? And so that's why when you hear yourself thinking, oh, I'm off pitch or I'm flat, please take a moment to really analyze and listen. is it actually off pitch? Or is it my vocal color that I'm not satisfied with? And most of the time, 80% of the time, it's the latter one. The reason behind that is that you have very good ears. Most of us have very good ears, and our ears, they're guiding us to that pitch. Some of us might not hear it, and that's where we need to train that internal hearing, but many of you hear it. And I'm sure you hear it when you're flat, when you're off pitch. The question becomes, is it actually off pitch, or is it my vocal color that I don't like? Now then the question becomes, okay, if it's not my pitch, but my vocal color, how can I change the sound of my voice? How can I make sure that I like the sound that I produce with my voice? And that's where you have different vocal techniques to help you. And I have a free training coming up where we're going over that technique that I've just demonstrated. So from let it be to let it be and all the colors in between. This is the most important vocal technique. First of all, to be able to choose your vocal sound. Choose how you want your voice to sound. Because yes, you can choose. Some people think they're born with one voice, but actually you can change it if you want to. So that's one. This vocal technique will also help you to sing high notes without any tension. So if you're feeling hoarse after a lot of singing, then applying this vocal technique can be a game changer. And it's all about positioning the larynx. So you can find the link in the description here below. The training is free, so I'm really looking forward to see you there. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you so much for having been here today, and I can't wait to see you here again next week for our next episode. Bye.